Java program can be enabled to operate on different kinds of input by passing command line arguments. Arguments to Java programs can be passed by appending them to the command line when the Java program is run. These arguments can be grouped by using double quotes that are removed before the arguments are passed to the program. The Java program stores the command line arguments in the array of strings which is passed to the main method in the program. Inside the main method, the arguments can be handled by iterating over the array of arguments. The arguments are passed to the main method as an array of strings, and to treat them as non-strings, they are to be converted to the specific type. Example: this program illustrates the passing of command line arguments to a program. Open a new file in the editor and enter the following code. Class arg begin, the main function public static void main string args begin, then system.out.println within the quotes the first argument value is plus args with close the bracket, within the bracket write 0, close it, semicolon, then 2 close brackets. Okay. Now you have to save this program as arg.java. Now I have saved it in C drive in new Java folder. Okay. Now we will compile this program as javac arg.java. Okay, so there are no errors. Now whatever during runtime, whatever we type within the codes, that is command line arguments, it will, the same thing will be displayed. Okay, now I am running java arg. Now within the codes, whatever I type here, it should display. This is my first first argument. Okay. See, the output is the first argument value is, this is my first argument. Okay, students. So hope you have understood this. Constructor and finalizer. Constructors are called when an instance of a given class is created. Finalizers are used to destroy the objects created using constructors. Basic constructors. A constructor method is a special kind of method that determines how an object is initialized when created. They have the same name as the class and do not have any return type. When the keyword new is used to create an instance of a class, Java allocates memory for the object, initializes the instance variables and calls the constructor methods. Every class has a default constructor that does not take any argument, and the body of it does not have any statements. Constructors can also be overloaded. This program describes constructor, definition, passing of arguments and changing of values. Okay. Open a new file in the editor and enter the following code. Class cons begin int I semicolon int j semicolon cons int a comma int b begin I equals a semicolon j equals b semicolon close void print method begin system.out.println within the quotes the addition of I plus and plus j and gives I plus j, semicolon. Okay. Close public static void main string args. This is the main function. Begin const c semicolon. C is equal to new const 10 comma 10 semicolon. C dot print method semicolon. System dot out dot println within the bracket code semicolon. C is equal to new const 50 comma 50 semicolon. C dot print semicolon system dot out dot println semicolon, close the two brackets. Okay. Now I am saving this program as const.java in the C directory. In the C directory, again I am saving it in new Java folder. Okay. Now we'll compile this program as javac cons.java. Now run the file java cons. Okay, now see the output. The addition of 10 and 10 gives 20. The addition of 50 and 50 gives 100. Hope you have understood this. The constructor passes arguments as is declared in line number 4. It also indicates the print method used to display the values of the constructor arguments. Calling another constructor. A constructor can be called from another constructor when a constructor is written. The functionalities of another defined constructor can be used. A call to the constructor can be made. Current class use this within the bracket argument 1, argument 2, argument 3, etc. The arguments to this are the arguments to the constructor. Following example illustrates this concept. In the example given above, the second constructor calls the first constructor and initializes the instance variables. Finalizer. Finalizer method functions in contradiction to the constructor method. Finalizers are called just before the object is garbage collected and its memory is reclaimed. The finalizer method is represented by finalizer. The object.class defines a default finalizer method which does nothing. To create a finalizer, mention for the the object class defines a default finalizer method which does nothing. To create a finalizer method for the classes, the finalize method can be overridden as shown below. Protected void finalize set of statements. Any cleaning required may be included inside the body of the finalize method. This method can be called at any point of time. Calling finalize need not trigger an object to be garbage collected. Removing references to an object will cause it to be marked for deletion. Finalizer methods are best used for optimizing the removal of an object. Overloading constructors. Constructors can also take varying numbers and types of parameters. This enables creation of objects with the properties required. The following example illustrates overloaded constructors. The constructor takes a different number of arguments each time and gives the same to the print method for display. The following program illustrates overloaded constructors. The constructor takes a different number of arguments
each time and give the same to the print method for display. Open a new file in the editor and enter the following code. Class cload begin string pname semicolon int qty semicolon int price semicolon cload int prodgty comma string prod name comma int prod price. Okay, now begin. Here this is the begin bracket, this flower bracket is begin. P name is equal to prod name semicolon, qty is equal to prod gty semicolon, price is equal to prod price semicolon, close. Cloud int q comma string pl name begin. P name is equal to pl name semicolon, price is equal to q semicolon, qty is equal to price slash divide price slash 10 semicolon, close. Cloud cload string pp name comma int pp price begin. P name is equal to pp name semicolon, price is equal to int within the bracket p price minus 0.1 close the bracket semicolon, close. Void print begin system.out.println prod name colon p name semicolon system.out.println quantity plus qty close the bracket semicolon system.out.println price plus price semicolon close the bracket. Main function public static void main string args begin. Cload prods semicolon, prods is equal to new cload 10 comma apples 10 semicolon prods dot print method semicolon, prods is equal to new cload 10 comma oranges semicolon prods print method semicolon, prods is equal to new cload grapes comma 25 semicolon prods print method semicolon, then close. Two close brackets. Okay, now save the file as cload, save this file as cload.java, compile the file using java cload.java, run the file using java cload. Okay, the output after running, the output appears as shown below. Product name apples, quantity 10, price 10, product name oranges, quantity 1, price 10, product name grapes, quantity 0, price 25. Okay, now please observe this, the same output we will get now. Okay, now I have saved this file as cloud. Now we will compile and run. Java cload .java. Now run the file java cload load. Okay, so now observe the output. Product name apples, quantity 10, price 10, product name oranges, quantity 1, product name grape, quantity 1, price 10, product name grapes, quantity 0, price 25. Okay, so you have got the output, right? So hope you have understood this, students.
Inner classes. It is possible to nest a class definition within another class and treat the nested class like any other method of the class. Such a class is called nested class. As a member of its enclosing class, a nested class has privileges to access all class has privileges to access all the members of the class enclosing it. A nested class can either be static or non-static. Nested classes are called as inner classes, while static nested classes are just called as static nested classes. Non-static nested classes are called as nested classes. New term. An inner class is a nested class whose instance exists within an instance of its enclosing class and has direct access to the instance members of its enclosing instance. Syntax: class, enclosing class, open the bracket, class, inner class, open the bracket, set of statements, close the bracket, close the bracket. The interesting feature about the relationship between these two classes is not that the inner class is inside the enclosing class. Apart from this feature, the instance of the inner class can exist only within an instance of the enclosing class, and it has direct access to instance variables and methods of its enclosing instance.
Open a new file in the editor and enter the following code. Public class parcel begin, class contents begin, private int I equals 16 semicolon, public int value begin, return I semicolon, close the brackets, two brackets, class destination begin, private string label semicolon, destination string where to begin, label equals where to semicolon, close, string read label begin, return label semicolon, close, two close brackets. Okay, public void ship string dest begin, contains C is equal to new content semicolon, destination D is equal to new destination dest semicolon, system.out.println within the code shipped plus C dot value plus items to dest semicolon, close, main function, public static void main string args begin, parcel, P equals new parcel semicolon, P dot ship Congo semicolon, close the brackets, two brackets. Now save this file as parcel.java. Compile the file using javac parcel.java. Run the file using java parcel. The output appears as shown below. Shipped 16 items to Congo. Okay. Now we will run this program. I have saved this file as parcel.java. Let us compile this. Javac parcel.java. Okay, now we will run this java parcel. See students, we have got the output. Shipped 16 items to Congo. Okay, so hope you have understood this program.
The above example explains the usage of inner class. There are two inner class definitions, each with its own variables, methods, namely contents and destination. The enclosing class has a method ship string dest which creates instance of the inner classes, and this called by the main method. More usage of inner classes can be seen while dealing with event handling. Garbage collection. In certain languages like C++, dynamically allocated objects must be manually released by use of a delete operator. In Java, deallocation happens automatically. The technique that accomplishes this is called garbage collection. Java has no malloc or free functions. Since every complex data structure is an object, they are all allocated via the new operator, which allocates space for an object on the heap of memory. The memory available for objects is called a heap because the user doesn't have to think about it. It is just a loosely collected heap of object instances. From new keyword, the user actually gets a handle to an object and not the memory address. The actual memory allocated for this object may move around as the program runs, but the user doesn't have to worry about all. That matters is that this memory will be available for as long as the program cares for it. User doesn't have to worry about all. That matters is that this memory will be available for as long as the program cares for it. As soon as the user no longer have any references of any kind to the object, the memory it is occupying will become available for reuse by the rest of the system. The users doesn't have to call free or delete. This is known as garbage collection. Garbage collection only occurs sporadically during the execution of the program. It will not occur simply because one or more objects exist that are no longer used. Garbage collection can also be known as litter recycling because the user doesn't even have to drag the objects to the crib to have them collected. It's just dropping and forgetting them. The garbage collector runs whenever the system is idle or when a request allocation fails to find enough memory. Garbage collection can also be known as litter recycling because the user doesn't even have to drag the objects to the crib to have them collected. It's just dropping and forgetting them. The garbage collector runs whenever the system is idle or when a request allocation fails to find enough memory.